Welcome back to Crochet with Casey. I'm Casey, and today we're going to be talking about 6 things I personally did to start my small business with no money. And of course today I literally have all of my notes written on my old packaging that I just got with like some safety eyes, so I apologize. So first things first is research what you need and absolutely focus on the things that you need to do first. Something that I found out afterwards, which I really wish I would have done this before, is I live here in California and in quite a few other states, not all of them, but some other states, even to sell on Etsy, you need a business license. And I didn't know that. So technically I didn't have a business license for like the first 6 months of my business, but research that. So if you need a business license, if you want to start on Etsy, get that as soon as you possibly can. But if you are just like saving up to do markets later on, I would work on doing your materials first and then kind of selling little bits and pieces here and there so you can save up for your business license. But regardless, to be able to do any markets, booths, craft events, things like that, you need to have a business license and a permit. So make sure you do your research. Where I'm from, permits are free. I feel like that should be across the board, but I don't know. And business licenses here are about like $50 or $55. So make sure you do your research, see what you need, and save up as much as you possibly can for the things that you need to buy first, like business licenses. Now we're kind of getting into it now. I call it a business credit card, but it is not technically a business credit card. It is a credit card like with my normal social, because I don't have an LLC. I did a sole proprietor, so I did not get an EIN number, like a whole like bank account for my business and everything like that. I probably will soon, like really soon, but right now I don't have that. So I just did it with my personal social security number, and I got a business credit card. I only use it for business expenses. That is the very first thing I did. If you guys do not understand a credit card, do not go that route until you understand how to work a credit card, because you don't want to put yourself into more debt than you already are, because you want to like grow your business. First things I did was get a credit card, because I was absolutely broke. I had no money. We were barely getting by. I don't even know how we were doing it, but as a stay-at-home mom, and with how childcare prices are now, there's no way I could have gotten a job. So this was what I wanted to do, and so we did it this way. So I opened up a credit card, and the next thing on the list, so number 3, is I couponed. Not technically couponing, I just call it couponing, but it's just pretty much looking for different discounts, deals, using your rewards, things like that. So if you guys shop at Michael's, download the app, get a rewards thing going on. You don't need the Michael's card for the rewards. That way every single purchase you have, you will get points back for it. Same with Joann's, you get smile points, you get money back for it, so you can eventually go out and get free things. Same with Preimer yarns, like everything. So Preimer yarns does it, Michael's does it, Joann's does it. I don't really shop anywhere else for yarn, so wherever you shop, see if they have it. Make sure you do things like that. And then you also want to go and actually poke on their coupon button, because you could layer on top of their coupons and your rewards for what you bought. You can like layer up on some things. I know last week Michael's was doing a sale, buy one skein of yarn get one half off, and I still use a 30% off coupon that they had personally in their thing, and then $5 off my total item, or my total purchase. So I bought 6 things, 3 of them were half off, and then one of them technically was free because of the $5 reward, and then another one of them was 30% off, so I only paid full price on one of the things. So make sure you guys are looking up the coupons on their websites and their apps, whatever you guys are using, and use the rewards, because it's free. You don't need to have their store credit card for it to work, unless if that's the credit card you want to go with, kind of how I did, but I did not. I went into Credit Karma and got the one that said guaranteed, so we were guaranteed to get it. Number 4, which I think is the most important, because you did all of that work. You might have gotten a credit card like I did. You probably like could have borrowed a little bit of money from somebody else, whatever you want to do. Then you did all that couponing, trying to build up your rewards and things like that. you need to put immediately everything you make straight back into the business. It doesn't matter if you've been pinching pennies for a very long time. You have been doing it for a while, you can do it for a little bit longer, so you can put everything that you made straight back into your business, because how are you going to be able to grow as a business with no materials? Like, all of this stuff that I have behind me, it's not even all of my materials. I haven't even like fixed it and put them into cakes in months, but I have literally skeins all over my bedroom. There's some downstairs. Like, I have an abundance amount of yarn, and I don't need to buy yarn for a while other than the colors that I need, but that will bring us into number 5 here in a minute. Everything that you make, you need to put into your business so you can buy your business license, so you can pay off your credit card, so you don't put yourself into more debt, so you could be able to go to markets and pay for all of the things that you need to get to be able to do a market, like tables, a tent, tablecloths. You don't really need the shelving first. You can do the shelving later, because that's what I did. And then after that, I still use something like an old shelving from my mom from my childhood. And then I put money back into my business to be able to buy the nice black shelving that I have now that you guys will see in my videos. Put everything that you possibly can. I mean, I'm not saying like if you guys have absolutely no money for food to like still like, oh, forget your food, like go pay for your business. Like, no, like go to like Walmart, get some like beans, rice, whatever you need to like be able to feed your family, but majority of it put straight back into your business. Use what you have. It is a huge thing I see, at least on TikTok and on Instagram, about like, oh, I'm gonna go buy more yarn, I don't have enough yarn, which I am the same way. I love buying yarn. And I do have so much yarn right here, but I am running out of colors. But I have so much here, I need to stop making things in those colors and start using other colors so I can use up what I have. Use what you have. You don't need to go out and buy the newest, prettiest yarn that was just released right now. If you have all of this yarn like I do right behind you, start using these colors. Like, you don't need to use certain brands, certain colors, certain things for pattern testing, for anything like that. Use what you have. I'm sure the people you pattern test for will not mind if you make, I don't know, how I'm doing Frosty the Snowman right now. I thought it would be hilarious if somebody did a yellow Frosty the Snowman, because that's what her husband brought up that she should do. So just ask. I wouldn't mind. I think that would be funny as heck. So yeah, it's their Frosty. It's your guys' plushie. In my opinion, they shouldn't care. Still ask anyways if you ever pattern test for me. I really don't care. I think it would be funny seeing everything everybody brings up. But use what you guys have. If you, back here, I don't have my contacts in, so I apologize. But back here you will see like I do have a couple like different oranges, and then I do have like some different reds. There's another orange. I have a blue here, and I do have greens in my closet right now. But I do have a lot of like colors from like the same color scheme of things. But I did not buy any of these. My neighbor, her really, really good friend, unfortunately passed away, and she didn't know what to do with all of her yarn, so she gave it to me. And so now this is my stash of acrylic yarn. I think I've only ever bought maybe like 10 skeins of acrylic yarn, and they're all almost gone anyways. So I am trying to utilize what she had, because like, come on, this is freaking beautiful. Like, I gotta fix my cakes. Don't judge me on my cakes. But use what you guys had. Piggybacking off of my couponing section, is look up and research different things that you can buy from, like AliExpress, for safety eyes, for key rings, things like that. The very last thing that I want to talk about that I did was content creating. I have severe social anxiety. I have pretty bad anxiety all around, but social anxiety, oh my god, is a huge thing that I have, and it takes me a while to warm up to certain things. So if you probably have like seen a few of my other videos, I am not as bubbly or anything like that. I'm trying to talk a little bit more bubbly how I normally do, but it is hard. So I get it, but content creating is a huge thing that you need to utilize. Get on TikTok, get on Instagram, get on YouTube, get on wherever you want to, preferably all of them. I've been sucking at TikTok, to be honest, and Facebook, but get on at least one platform, if not all of the platforms that you possibly can, and do your content creating, because how is somebody going to find your small business if you are not content creating, if you are not doing markets because you can't afford them yet? Because that's how I was. I couldn't afford the tent, I couldn't afford the tables, I couldn't afford the tablecloths, I couldn't afford my permit because I thought Etsy would not be minding about permits, which they didn't. I found that on my own. So if you're here in California and like, oh, I don't have a California license yet and I've been doing Etsy, like, they're not going to come for you. Knock on wood, because I just found that on my own, but still, you need it. Content creating, nobody is going to be able to find you if you just put it up on Etsy and you don't need anything else. You guys need to do content creating. You guys need to learn how to do an SEO for Etsy so people can find all of your stuff. You need to make sure you're doing content creating. Now I kind of want to sum everything up, just kind of like as a little recap, and I am gonna read off of my little handy dandy paper. So 1, research what you need to get done and do priorities first. 2, if you were absolutely broke like I was, get a credit card. Go on Credit Karma, that's where I did it at. If you don't know how to use a credit card, I suggest not doing that until you understand how to do a credit card. Or like maybe see if you can borrow from somebody. If you guys have like a little bit of extra like fund money, use your fund money strictly to build your business, whether if it's like $10 a month, $50 a month, whatever. Just somehow get your hands on a little bit of something, whether it's a credit card, whether you're borrowing from somebody, which do not burn that bridge. Make sure you pay them back. Or if you have fund money. 3, coupon. Do rewards. Do all of the things. It is not embarrassing. The people who work there really do not care. Do all of the things that you possibly can do to try to get some discounts. Build up on those rewards points as much as you can. I know that they are not going to help you immediately, but they will help you in the long run because they add up fast. 4, put everything you possibly can back into the business. That is just a must, unless if you absolutely need it for food or something that you need like right now. Set that money aside and then put the rest straight back into your business. If you ran out of a certain thing, if you need your business license, whatever it is, put it back into your business. 5, use up what you have. You do not need to have all the fancy colors. You do not need to have all of the fancy tools. You do not need to have the shelving yet. You don't need to have the key the keychain holders yet at your markets. You guys do not need 1,000,007 different safety eyes. You can embroider your eyes on it if you can't afford that yet. Like, you do not need all of these fancy things yet. And number 6, content creating. That made me literally go from 0 followers to almost 500 of followers within like 4 or 5 months actually on Instagram. And it also made me go from 0 orders to I believe 144 orders within my first 3 or 4 months on Etsy, which was absolutely wild to me. This year, I do say I am not doing as well off on Etsy because I have put my whole heart and soul into markets, which go for markets, you guys. I've made, oh my goodness, like 9 times the amount that I made this year, I feel like, than last year. I haven't done that actual math though, so don't like quote me on that, but it's been a lot. It's more than 5 times the amount, I want to say. But make sure you guys are doing all of these things if you already are not, and then just trust the process. Things are going to go slow. It took me forever. Like, yeah, it sounds like that's a lot in 4 months, but after December, after Christmas, like, I didn't have almost any orders. I think the 3 first months of the year of this year, I only had maybe 4 orders on Etsy, and then now since like what, April to now, I've probably had 5 orders on Etsy. So it's not like I am making all of this money. Like, it's still going pretty slow for me, but it is going to pick up. Do your markets. That's where most people make their money anyways, I feel like. That's where you're going to be out and meeting your community. So go ahead. I hope you guys can take all of these tips that I did personally and put it into different things, but I hope you guys know that you do not need all of the fancy stuff right now. You're doing amazing with everything that you have been doing. If you haven't jumped into it, just jump into it. It is going to be life-changing and absolutely wild. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and hit that subscribe button below, and make sure you come back for every single Friday. I have a tutorial, and Tuesdays I have some tips and tricks.